As people live and work longer, employers have to seek to understand the needs of older workers. And what we hadn't done very well in the emergency services was think about how we could help people transition into retirement and then thrive in retirement. And that's what this Well Beyond program is all about.
The coachee program would have been beneficial to me. 6 months to go before I retired, I had a two-sided coin. I was going to finish work, which was exciting, and I was going to finish work, which was daunting.
I could see other members really struggling in retirement, sort of floundering with no purpose and struggling with their mental health and kind of lost in their social connection.
Most of my adult life I've spent in Victoria Police from the age of 22. I'm a Detective Senior Sergeant, so it's a really busy role and I spend a lot of hours of my day at work. And to transition from that to what, that's the question.
I don't think our services do enough to help us prepare for the future, and I don't think people in general give enough time towards their retirement. And I think emergency services need to look after each other and help each other transition to retirement.
Our research showed us that when people leave the emergency services, they have a hard time. So they've got loss of social connection, loss of purpose. But all they were thinking about was their finances. So this Well Beyond coaching program is designed to help people think about their retirement holistically.
It was great to be able to speak to Steve, who has been there and done that.
He's posed questions to me that I hadn't actually thought about.
About whether or not I'm heading in the right direction, am I doing the right things, am I putting the right things in place?
A lot of things that I did not think we'd be discussing, we discussed.
Obviously in our industry, the emergency services, we've seen and done things that most people won't ever see or do. And it's learning to cope with that and cope with that into retirement.
And part of that's around joining networks and groups to maintain a little bit of the identity and a little bit of the bond.
I feel more comfortable now than before the program.
Knowing that there's life beyond and knowing that you actually are on the right track.
Yes, my finances are okay. I'm in a good place mentally, that I've got the right support networks in place, and yeah, I'm looking forward to retirement.
So the Well Beyond program has two components to it. First of all, we developed a systems framework, which was for organisations to help them support people throughout their career so that they can retire in good mental health. The other part of the program is a Well Beyond coaching program, and that's where we get people who have retired from the sector, are trained to be coaches, to work with people who are nearing retirement. And they speak to them about a range of topics so that at the end of it, the person who is being coached has a very much more holistic and rounded view of retirement.
The way it was set up was I would meet with Steve on a weekly basis, and he brought into each meeting different subjects, which was really interesting.
So the topics that were covered were 4 different topics, one on finances and financial planning, one on cumulative trauma and what support's available, and then a topic on social connection and the importance of staying connected to those around us, and the last topic was on purposefulness in this next stage of life.
I wish someone had asked me the same questions when I was about to retire, because
Exactly the same as I am.
how unprepared was I for retirement, for the things that probably really matter.
You are calling on those with lived experiences who have already been there to help members that are leaving transition out of the job.
I think what made this program particularly unique was the interplay between the coaches being peers and understanding the environment that the coachees are working in and transitioning out of, combined with the credibility of coaching skills.
While we developed the program for older workers, what we found was that the coaching program actually delivered a lot to the coaches as well. It gave them a sense of purpose. It gave them great social connection. So it was really mutually beneficial.
I think for me personally, it's just a rewarding experience, just seeing members flourish.
And that made me realise that I got so much out of it myself.
Undoubtedly, I've found unexpectedly that I've benefited from it, and I look forward to participating further.
Because it actually gives me purpose. It gives me purpose in my retirement as well.
And it gets you back in contact with people within the organisation.
Being able to reunite and catch up on a weekly basis for the last 4 weeks has been great.
You wouldn't realise that you would still have that connection with members, but you do.
Yeah, it's a real bond, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
I'd like to see it roll out across the organisations so that everybody who wants to be coached can be coached.